What is not typical for May, despite all of this rain and these thunderstorm chances that we've got over the next few days, our severe weather threat is not very high end. Our team coverage continues with certified meteorologist Mike Grogan and a look at why we're seeing rain, thunderstorms in the forecast, but not a big severe weather threat.
Yeah, you really need three of the major ingredients in place. They're often here in the middle of severe weather season, especially at the peak month of May. Instability, the heating in the lower atmosphere, deep level moisture from the Gulf of Mexico at the surface and other moisture aloft, and then wind shear, the change of speed in direction of the wind going upwards in the atmosphere. So all those really contribute to a supercell thunderstorm or storms that rotate. And those storms are the most powerful this time of year, not only creating large hail and high wind threats, but also the risk for tornadoes. But this week, we have something a little bit different. We're missing a lot of that wind shear. Without wind shear, you can still get pretty strong and robust thunderstorms, but they don't tend to last as long, nor do they tend to produce as much of a tornado threat. After all, we're expecting tornadoes in the month of May, but this is not the optimal pattern for it. In fact, without wind shear, storms tend to die off a lot more quickly as the updraft gets consumed by the downdraft, and you just can't sustain a storm that way. So what does that mean moving into the week ahead in terms of our weather threats? Still, the tornado threat is not zero. That can still occur even with low amounts of wind shear. But with that instability, we still have the threat for some high winds in pockets with some of these storms at a moderate level, perhaps, and even into some of the storms, some larger hail threats are a concern. And with the slow-moving nature of the storms due to the weak steering winds aloft, heavy rainfall, especially with a lot of moisture present, could lead to localized flash flooding. This is what we're tracking for the week ahead, almost daily, with quite an active weather pattern despite the lack of wind shear. With a closer look at the timing of these storms, though, I'll send it back over to you, James.